Meet Acharya Vivekji. Vivekji is a modern spiritual teacher who helps people, young and old, live with more clarity, purpose, and joy. After earning a business degree and managing a successful company, Vivekji realized that something was missing. So he made a bold choice. He left his career and moved to Bharat, India, to study Vedanta, an ancient philosophy about knowing yourself and living wisely. For over 2 years, he trained in a traditional monastery under the guidance of a master teacher, Swami Tejomanandji. That's where he deepened his understanding of how to live a meaningful life. Today, Vivekji shares those teachings in ways that are relatable, engaging, and easy to understand. Vivekji is the spiritual guide of Chinmaya Mission Niagara and has also started centers in London and Cleveland and supported centers in Albany and Pittsburgh. He reaches thousands through podcasts, weekly courses, interactive workshops, and international retreats. Vivekji lives in Niagara Falls, Canada, with his wife and 2 children, and continues to inspire thousands to live with more awareness, compassion, and joy.
Welcome to Stepping Stones. How are all of you? How was your weekend? I hope you and your weekend were well. Recently, in our community, a seeker's mommy or aunt passed away. And when she wrote to me sharing that her relative had died, she didn't use the word died, she used the word graduated. That she learned all she could while she was alive, and she's graduated from this learning, only to move on to more learning, fresher learning. I really appreciated what this community member shared, because that's the right perspective. In Stepping Stones, we are using supports, like steps to go up. Sometimes it's not as easy where we find steps, but suppose we have to cross over a stream. Then there's stones in those streams. We use those steps to keep moving forward. Taking physical steps is easier. Walking on these stones is harder. That's why we do this in an incremental way. We're not jumping up flights of steps. We're doing this in a slow, steady way, because it is through slowness, steadiness, that we understand, that we have a different perspective. Right now we are reflecting on rise and respond. Rise means being strong in oneself, for oneself. Respond is to be strong for others, and sometimes to others. I had asked everyone to reflect on and to share with me, to share with all of our friends, how to be stronger than a bystander by being an upstander. Bystander, whatever is happening is happening. I can't do anything about it. an upstander, whatever is happening, but I can do something about it. I'm being strong for me, I'm being strong for others. And specifically, I'd asked you to reflect on what can you do for someone who's being bullied? At an action level, what we can do for someone who's being bullied is to be with them. Often those who are bullied are isolated. They're forced to be alone, physically alone, because it's easier for the bully to capitalize on that. But if someone's being bullied and then I stand beside them and 3 other people are nearby, then that bully feels less big, and that will help the person being bullied. At a word level, from actions to words, it's to engage in a dialogue. The person who's being bullied, maybe your friend, maybe an acquaintance, ask them how they are. Ask them how you can help. Ask them how they feel. And here, it's not just about asking them, but maybe telling. Someone who's older, someone who is an authority, to step in. And then at a thought level is to pray that the one who's being bullied feels stronger, gets stronger. At a action level, word level, thought level, at a body level, at a mind level, at an intellect level, try to transfer your strength to them. This is how we grow up to be an upstander. We're continuing to reflect on different facets. That means different ways we can practice rising and responding. So I'll tell you a story that happened to me to make this more clear. Many years ago, I was invited to an all-girls school in Pittsburgh. This was a high school, and they were organizing a diversity conference, and so they wanted me to come and speak on diversity. So I walk into this auditorium, and there's like 300 people there, mostly female students, some male students from different schools, then the teachers and parents, and everyone's talking, but as soon as I walk in, everyone becomes quiet, and everyone's looking at me. And I sat down, then they introduced me, and I came to the podium and I started to speak. And I jokingly but accurately shared, we're at a diversity conference, but every single one of you is judging me. I was wearing my dhoti, I was wearing my tilak, and so they were judging me. How come he dresses like that? What's on his forehead? We unconsciously and consciously judge. That means we don't know we're judging and we do know we're judging. Sometimes this judging is even before we know anything about how that person could be. A stranger, an acquaintance, a friend. That's called stereotyping. That I know so little about them, but I feel that they're probably like this. Like, I don't know, because I have a beard, maybe someone thinks that I'm more of a rugged person who likes the outdoors. And I do like the outdoors, but I'm not a rugged person. I like athletics, but that doesn't make me rugged. That's a stereotype. And then another way that we judge is labeling. This is where we know a little bit about a stranger, an acquaintance, a friend. We know a little bit, but we feel we know all about them, and we treat them like that. We label people that they're gossipy, or they're nerdy, and so on. When we judge, whether it's stereotyping or labeling, we don't understand that person. And unfortunately, whatever we don't understand, we fear. Since we don't understand them, we almost fear them. And this is unnatural, both for you and for them. What I don't understand, I'm afraid of, so I don't feel natural, and I don't allow them to be natural because they could be different than that label and that stereotype. So be careful to feel how you're feeling about another along the lines of understanding. More to reflect on. Now I'm debriefing. I'm catching up with all of you on your raw. Your raw was to come up with a poster on how to deal with unkindness. How many of you did create such a poster? I hope you did. And I checked on Padlet, but I didn't see any so far. This will be so useful for you and everyone in our Stepping Stones community. So if you didn't finish this, please do, and share this. Share this with your family, with your friends. Such posters are powerful because insight in mind. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be joy.